Ready to go!
Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome to another YouTube video. In this video, we're going to be looking a little bit deeper into the King's Move. Now, obviously, hot topic at the moment, you've got people like Angin Terzi, very, very upset about all things King's Move, what he calls desperation move. And we've got obviously people like Devin Larratt and Michael Todd, big match coming up where both athletes known for the King's Move. Now, the question about the King's Move is often, is it legal, is it not legal, should it be banned, what is okay? Now, a very good resource has just dropped on Facebook and I've grabbed the video, I wanted to show it to you here. It's from a gentleman named Bob Brown. Now, Bob Brown, if you don't know who he is, he literally wrote the rulebook. Okay, he wrote the rulebook for the WAL and for the WAF. Okay, so this man is the authority on the rule. This man is the bottom line. There is no debate beyond what this man says about this rule. So I'm going to show it to you right here on this YouTube channel. And this is coming from a video from Bob Brown's Arm Wrestling page on Facebook. All right, let's take a look.
Hey, Bob Brown here. I thought I'd go over some of the rules individually. And since the King's Move is the hot topic right now and has been for the last century, I thought I'd go over what the rule actually is, according to the WAF, how they call it, what the refs are actually looking for. And I'll post a link to the rule in the comments, but basically, it's if the shoulder goes below the table while your arm is in a neutral or losing position, then they're going to warn you to come back up, and if you don't come back up, it's a foul. The neutral position is from where you start to about here, and then the losing position is from here all the way down. So as far as the King's Move is concerned, it's really from here over. Now here's what's crucial a lot of people miss. If I just move a teeny bit this way, I am no longer in the neutral position. So the second a King's Mover is under the table and his arm is just slightly in the winning position, well, according to the rules, he's allowed to be there. I'm just talking about what the rule actually is, not what you may think is fair or what you may think you want the rule to be. So, now what the refs actually look for is this line in your humerus bone of your arm. Here I'm level, okay? So as long as my arm remains level on the table, I can arm wrestle in this position all day long. The second this dips back slightly, I then am supposed to be immediately warned to get up. So, if I'm in the neutral position and I go back, or so you can see it better, if I go just a little bit at this negative angle, they are supposed to warn me to stand back up, which is really the whole problem of this cross. Because if I do this with my left arm, of course, if my arm's straight, you know I'm touching. And the second I go negative at all, the ref should say, get back up. And of course, the second I get back up, I'm going to be pinned, right? So this move cannot physically be done by anyone who doesn't have an arm who's already screwed up within the rules. Every single person who goes down like this should be getting a warning to come back up. And the refs just need to call it. So, but then here's the problem. So now I'll switch to a fix I actually think is going to happen in the rules. Right now, if you go down, the ref says get back up, and you do, keep going. And you can do that up and down with just a bunch of warnings. The rule, I believe, is going to be changing to where if you go down once, they ask you to get back up, warning. The second time you go down, instant foul. So that will change a lot of things about this King's Move. But again, it's so crazy that everyone argues over the rule, because if your arm goes straight, you cannot, no one can physically do this move without being a foul. The second my arm goes straight, you're at a downward angle, whether you like it or not. And we just need to be calling the fouls. So I'll post a link to this particular rule in the comments, and ask any questions. Maybe I forgot something. Thanks.
All right, there you have it. Bob Brown, the man who wrote the rules, quite clearly explaining what the rules are. Where previously I've been wondering, and a lot of people have been wondering, what is the relationship between the height of the shoulder and the elbow pad? Okay, it's made very clear there. It's about whether or not your humerus is still horizontal, and that being the maximum it can go to. As soon as this end of the humerus drops below and it's no longer, it's gone past the horizontal, okay, the only time that is acceptable is if you're in the winning position. The other thing there was, the interesting one was the center table. Anything this side of center is no longer neutral. That's now the winning position. So it's all that humerus rule is relevant for this half of the table. And it is a warning, and as he said there, previously you can just be told just to stand back up, but it will be apparently changed to a warning the first time and a foul the second time. Very interesting, because obviously we do see a lot of problems, and I think that the fans are kind of over it. They don't like to see the straight arm. It's not a good look, and at the end of the day, it's actually breaking the rules. And it is something that needs to be attended to. I get it, it is hard for the referees to watch all those things, to those little dips down if you're flirting between the neutral position and the offensive position, which is only this, very difficult to police and be accurate as a referee to know whether that dip below was because they were in the offense, or was that dip below during a defensive movement. So for me, I'd actually like to see it go one step further. I'd like to see it get to the point where there is no warning at all, where it is just flat out foul called. And I think that will put the onus back on the arm wrestlers. They will start to behave very differently. But in the meantime, we've still got this warning system. And as Bob mentioned there as well, Bob's arm, if you didn't notice, like my arm, my right arm doesn't go straight. My left arm does. Bob's arm really doesn't go straight. I've met Bob, and his range of movement stops like there. And Bob is a fantastic Kings mover because of that. He's been arm wrestling 35 years or whatever it is. But interestingly, the comments made by Bob about if your arm goes straight at any time, okay, it should be a foul. It should straight up be a foul. And the reason that being is, if your arm is straight and your humerus is flat, then you're pinned. If your arm is straight and you're not pinned, it means that your humerus is below, and it means that you're in the neutral or defensive position, which means it's a foul. So there's essentially no circumstances in the sport at all where you can have a straight arm. So interesting. And that one should probably just be added in as an instant foul. To get a straight arm, boom, foul, gone. But again, that's hard to police. Again, straight for some like Bob or Michael Todd, there is no straight. It's very hard to get them straight. They might only go to there. Yeah, but straight arm in terms of alignment of the bones. If there is a straight arm in the alignment of the bones, that's definitely a foul. It's definitely done. The match should be stopped. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I just thought that was an interesting video from Bob, and it was fascinating. I didn't know that Bob was the man who wrote the rule books for arm wrestling as we know it. So absolutely golden piece of information there that should finally clarify and kind of put to bed the argument about the rule and the arguments about how it should be enforced. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that little one. I'm not going to do too many Kings moving. I'm actually incredibly sore. The Kings moving I did the other night, I've never been more sore post training than that. So my goodness, I'm going to stick to conventional arm wrestling, I think. All right, guys, take care.
Yes, that's a man!